Hello everyone, my name is Ashutosh and in today's video I am going to be reviewing the first episode of the most anticipated series of this year, House of the Dragons, an HBO adaptation of George R.R. Martin's best-selling book Fire and Blood. The first episode, The Heirs of the Dragons, aired today at 6:30 am IST on Disney Plus Hotstar. The runtime of this episode was 65 minutes and was directed by Miguel Sapochnik, who is one of the main reasons behind Game of Thrones' success, as he had directed some of the most amazing episodes for the show such as Battle of the Bastards, The Bells and The Winds of Winter. And unsurprisingly enough, he arrives once again to take an immense task of presenting us the history of the Targaryens. The show starts off with Rhaenyra narrating the start of her father's selection as the heir to the infamous Iron Throne by the late King Jaehaerys I, who was called by the council to choose an heir after 60 years of his peaceful rule. This choice, made between his eldest male and female descendant from a group of 14 succession claims, and due to this very event, Queen Rhaenys came to be known as the Queen That Never Was, as King Jaehaerys chosen King Viserys as his heir to the Iron Throne. Then we have a time jump where already 9 years have been completed since the start of King Viserys' ruling, which is basically 172 years before the death of Mad King Aerys and the birth of his daughter Princess Daenerys Targaryen, which hints us towards the previous show Game of Thrones. We again see a similar reference later in the episode where King Viserys tells her daughter Rhaenyra about the Song of Ice and Fire. The first episode tries to establish a base for the events to come by, introducing us to different houses that we will be seeing more elaborately in the episodes to come. We get to see two new houses like House Velaryon and House Hightower. We had heard about these houses in the previous show as well, but the focus was more precisely on Targaryens, Starks and other noble houses. As hinted by the creators of the show, we will be seeing a total number of 17 dragons throughout the series and around 8 to 9 dragons in this first season. But talking about this particular episode, we see two dragons, namely Syrax, which is Princess Rhaenyra's dragon, and Caraxes, which is Princess Daemon's dragon. Dragons are one of the main reasons why I was excited for the show, however the CGI felt a bit okayish. I loved Caraxes more in this episode, but let's just wait for further episodes to get a conclusion about the dragons. We clearly see that Viserys is in the need of a son as his heir to the Iron Throne, as his wife Queen Aenys is pregnant. There's this line that she says in the series to her daughter Rhaenyra, "We have royal wombs, you and I. The childbed is our battlefield." To her daughter Rhaenyra, which gives a glimpse of how maintaining a lineage has been the most important thing for the Targaryens. But from the reply of Rhaenyra forms a clear picture of what we can expect from her in the upcoming episodes, as she says, "I'd rather serve as a knight and ride to battle and glory." That's one of the reasons why George R. Martin is best at portraying the aspirations and ideologies of the characters through their dialogues. We see some heated discussion between the members of the council over the heir to the Iron Throne, following which the most iconic part of the episode happens, which is the tourney, as a part of celebration for Viserys' upcoming child. This particular part of the episode swaps intermittently between Queen Aenys suffering through the labors and bloody and grotesque deaths happening at the tourney. It also encompasses what Game of Thrones as a franchise is known for. We also see the friendship between Rhaenyra and Alicent Hightower, who is the daughter of the Hand of the King, Otto Hightower. But by the end of the episode, we can concur that it would be probably taking a drastic change in the upcoming episodes. We see Daemon, Viserys' brother, showing his skills and intentions simultaneously at the tourney and the council as he dreams of becoming the heir to the Iron Throne. His argument with the king about being the heir was one of the best part about this episode. Due to difficulty during the childbirth, as it is usual thing in the history of Targaryens if you have read the books, both the queen and the son die, causing a sense of confusion among the council members regarding the heir to the Iron Throne. In front of the Balerion the Dread Skull, we see Viserys telling Rhaenyra about a Song of Ice and Fire and the message that the kings have to pass on to their heir as he does. We see a grand ceremony as Princess Rhaenyra gets crowned as the heir to the Iron Throne, while we also see a sense of dullness on Alicent's face as she stares at Rhaenyra, where the episode ends with the Ramin Djawadi's epic BGM. It's clear that Otto Hightower has a deep hatred towards Daemon, but even Daemon adds to the hate when he chooses his son as his opponent during the tourney. So overall, there are multiple conflicts at play that this episode successfully establishes. Many would try to compare this with Game of Thrones, which they rightfully can, but what we need to consider here is that the directors are completely different, and most importantly, the story and the stakes are different. Keeping all this in mind, I really love this first episode, as even the people who don't have any idea about Game of Thrones or the books will still be able to get immersed in the story. But one thing is for sure, that if you have at least watched Game of Thrones, then this would be a much interesting ride. I would easily rate this episode a solid 9 out of 10, as the acting was superb by every cast, the set and the costume design was really good, as we already had a glimpse of it through the trailers and the promos. The dialogues are very well written, just like the original show, but I still expected more from Ramin's BGM in this. But I loved how it references the previous show's BGM so beautifully at the start and towards the end of this episode. I'm hoping for this show to be really good, as the start was superb, but let's just wait for the further episodes to come. That's all from my side. Do let me know your thoughts as well in the comment section. Do like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll meet you in the next video. Until then, stay safe and keep binging.